Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan. Here we're looking at a Nissan Skyline R33 GTR. So this one was bought from auction for export to the USA under the 25-year import rule. It has the RB25 twin turbo engine, 4-wheel drive. And I guess I don't have to say it too much. This is the car that everybody wants at the moment. It's the Godzilla car from Japan, the 33 GTR. Nobody's buying them at the moment though because they tend to be fairly expensive. I'm going to switch the engine off here. This one has 96,000 kilometers. This was bought from a customer already. We're not going to say the price of this one, but at the moment, and this is at the moment, the prices for these are probably about 25,000 to 40,000 based on the condition. US dollars, full landed cost, including customs and everything. Okay, so this is a post-purchase inspection video. We used to sell probably more of these than we do now. They're great cars, and my first car in Japan was a 33 GTST, not the GTR. Even back then when they were a lot cheaper than they are now, I still couldn't afford one. Okay, so the engine looks like it runs in very good condition. Now in my experience, the RB26 is really an engine that shows when it's tired, more than other engines. This one seems like it's good. We have a couple of aftermarket air filters here. Anything else aftermarket? I don't think so. There's aftermarket racing oil sticker on here and GTR sticker. And a little bit of peeling on the valve cover, way less than you typically find. Oftentimes the valve cover has a lot of peeling and so does the intake plenum. These engines feel very unlike basically everything else. Nowadays an inline 6-cylinder is a very rare engine configuration, and they tend to be really smooth and very nice feeling. But this one on top of that has the twin turbos and the individual throttle bodies. Since you get one throttle body per cylinder, gives it a really unique feeling. And it especially feels good when you're driving it instead of just looking at it here. We have so strut towers. We're just getting the very beginnings of the very common problem of these with rust on here. Absolutely get this handled before it becomes a bigger issue. These are cotton style K&N air filters. There are mesh style ones that came with the car, so previously it had mesh ones on it. Just going to lower the hood here. Okay, it's aluminum hood. Okay, I'm going to reverse. We're going to watch a Voxy drive by. Go, Voxy, go. And then we'll go back to the car. Has the Advent wheels on it, the very of the era Advent wheels, and a nice little bonus. It came with the Brembo calipers of the V-Spec edition, even though this one's not a V-Spec. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and translate this for you. This is the auction inspection sheet. This is the information given to us at the time of bidding through the auction. And so this one has more marks than the typical one, so it's going to be a little bit longer to translate this. So it's a 95 Skyline GTR, 2600cc engine, auction grade 3 with an interior seat. The sales points are purchased from user, aftermarket wheels, aftermarket exhaust, and aftermarket suspension. The notes are aftermarket wheels, aftermarket exhaust, aftermarket suspension, aftermarket steering wheel. Wow, they put in a second one. Now this drives me crazy just as somebody who translates. Oh, thanks for writing the exact same thing in 2 different areas just so that we have to type it all once more. I bet you can find a lot of other things to say on there that would have actually been interesting, like for example the Nismo duct here. See this black shroud that goes around the intercooler, helps seal off the intercooler to be more effective. That would be interesting to know. It'd be interesting to know the Brembo calipers, or the later model front bumper lip here is bigger than your typical one with the authentic brake cooling ducts. That would have been nice to know. Maybe adjustable rear wing. It is the original rear wing, but it is adjustable. And the exhaust, have a look here. It is Tomei Extreme TI. It's titanium exhaust. Check it out. That's good. Hand welded, I believe. That would have been nice to know, other than aftermarket exhaust, because that exhaust is, I don't know, 2 or 3 times your regular exhaust price. Anyways, here's the report. There's lots of it, and so here we go. Various aftermarket parts. Shift knob and e-brake boots are ripped. They're badly ripped. Steering wheel wear. It's actually barely worn. Interior dirty, door mirrors scratched and don't work when folding. Both of them don't work. You can hear the relay, but neither of them folds, and so it looks like a bad regulator in both of them. HICUS lamp is on. Actually, the HICUS has been removed. HICUS is the four-wheel steering system that is sucky, and inside one of these boxes, those are air filters, here's your old HICUS. And the new HICUS is just a bar. And the HICUS system is actually kind of heavy, so beyond the fact that it gives you better handling to take it out, you actually get lower weight as well. Only probably a little bit lower weight, like maybe 1.5 kilograms or 2 kilos, which for a 1350 kilo car, that's not a big difference. Okay, front lights are faded, seat dented and cigarette burn, underside surface rust, various wear, dirty, and car... Interior wear, dirty, cover is sticky. Okay. There's like a peeling of the finish, which is very common on these. I don't find anything sticky though. Oh gosh. Vent is loose. That's something I didn't notice. Oh, and these visors have been cut off, leaving little marks on there. But let's find the loose vent. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. Nah, those liars. Anyway, here's the peeling. Notice around the shift knob, the surround, in this area is pretty badly peeling. And that's on every single one I've ever seen, unless they've gone and restored it. You can take the later model versions, like the 1997, 1998 ones, and then swap them out and they don't peel. Okay, what else we got? Wheels scraped and corrosion. Oh gosh. Left step jack-up point dented and step inner dented. Okay, so the Skylines, the 32s, 33s, and 34s all have this problem where if you jack it up by the spot you're supposed to jack it up by, it dents that area in. It's really stupid. So these ones are dented in, and the center has been dented in. So like they tried to jack it up by the side, which is a place you shouldn't try to jack it up. And I guess people want to do that because then you can change both tires at the same time if you want to. It's a stupid thing to do on a GTR because they'll dent it in. Also, while I'm down here, this section here has these micro scratch peeling, and it's also down here. And that's on both sides. And the center dent is on both sides. Now, luckily you can't see it, and the body itself is really good looking. And so that's a positive, but it is dented on the underside there. Okay, rear spoiler is faded. Left and rear side step inner panel, side skirt covers clear coat scratch. That's what I just showed you. Trunk lid damper doesn't work. That's true. I had it in the up position and it blew down 3 times because of the wind. It was very annoying. Various scratches, dents, and repairs. It says S1 on the roof. That can be a pretty scary thing. S1 is rust. Rust on the roof is scary. It is luckily not as bad as it could be. There. And fixable quite easily. Okay. What else do we got? So U3 here, U3 here, that's large dents, paint cracks on the front bumper. It's actually on the lip on the front. I don't know if you can see this, but there are paint cracks. Basically all the way along here, the paint is cracked. It's very low to the ground, and if you're the owner of this watching this video, this car's got to be lifted in order to ship. It's too low. It's like maybe 7 centimeters. And so we need to lift it up. Cool on the Brembo calipers. That's excellent. And look how the 3-spoke wheels perfectly show off your Brembo caliper. It just happened to be that way. I didn't do that on purpose. And Brembos on the rears too. So the Brembos are part of the V-Spec package. And V-Spec also has like a faster 4-wheel drive system or something. Yeah, I don't know. But the Brembos are the big thing. Maybe. And this one has had them converted, so that's extra nice. Okay, I think that's everything on there. As you can see, that's kind of the scope of those sheets. They have some variants. Sometimes the reporters are better, sometimes they're worse. This person seemed to be pretty picky, which is nice to have because GTR's not cheap cars. And when it seems to be in better condition than you expected, that's a big net positive. I feel like this spoiler, when it is in the most aggressive stance, like it is there, is probably the least effective of all of the stances, but the coolest looking. With a very high angle of attack. With a car like this, you're probably gonna, well, it is a fast car, so maybe an angle of attack of 0 to 5 degrees would be good. It currently looks like it's at like 30 degrees. And there are, I think, 3 settings for it. Okay. The wheels are very 1995 fitment. They are 2 centimeters wider, at 255 on front and rear, but they're sunken in to the fender wells in the same way as you would typically see on a Skyline of the era. The pushing the wheels out as far as they would go is something of the last kind of 15 years or so. So you can pretend like you're in the 1990s again with these wheels. Or you can buy some spacers and push them out. And a thing on spacers, I used to be on the anti-spacer party, and I guess to some extent I still am. I'd rather not have spacers than have them. I don't think they're as bad as everyone thinks that they are. I was watching time attack videos, and the actual world record time attack cars, I saw one of them had spacers on the wheels when they were changing the wheels. I'm thinking, if you're, the top 1% of the 1% of fastest cars in the world, and you have spacers on, that's probably not that bad. This one has the spats, the kind of rare piece. These little ones that go past the rear wheels. Not all of them had that. And it doesn't seem to be a part exclusive to like the V-spec or something, but I'm not 100%. Okay, iconic tail lights. They look even better when you light them up because they're kind of 3D looking. Like if you look at them like this, you'll see the inner circle is deeper than the outside circles. It's quite cool. GTR badge there. No rust on the back. Sometimes they'll rust there. Fade on these arms. And all throughout the blade. That is not aluminum. Okay, rear wiper. Okay, we're good. The body. Not much to say. The GTRs are blistered out front and rear, so they push the tires. Like this section of the body is wider than on the non-GTR, like that one there. And we have no focus. This is the camera equivalent of having ADD. Okay, well, this one's wider than that one. Into the car. Okay, so door cards are fine. Don't have an issue with that. This piece here peels badly, just like the console usually does. This one is only peeling a little bit compared to your regular super mega scratches around the door windows. Okay, the driver's seat has this weird, like, notice it used to look like this, but then it gets darker over time, right where you sit. I'm not sure if that can be cleaned out, but I think it can with an extractor. Cigarette burn there is smaller than my fingernail. Okay. And these seats, for my body shape, these seats are perfect. You can infinitely adjust them like this instead of clicking, so you can get the exact perfect upright. And when you move them like this and you put them back, they go back into your remembered spots, so no more having to readjust them to get the proper upright. And so that's fantastic. They're also highly bolstered here and back here, but also round instead of square, which fits my body shape pretty nicely. Rear seats, maybe not sat in, and they have the same perforated blue stitching look as the front seats. That's how you can tell the 33s, 34s, 32s all have different seats. And you can tell because this one has the blue stitching and the perforations. And then the 34s are interesting. They look like they'd wear out really quickly, but they don't. And they have like a kind of polka dot look to them. Okay, smaller than usual steering wheel. It's smaller than I feel comfortable with, but the power steering works really well, so it's not a hindrance. Lower than 100,000 kilometers is a nice plus. Folding mirrors doesn't work. Some sort of weird security thing. I hate car security systems. I'd probably rather have my car just stolen. I'm sorry to anyone who's actually had their car stolen. I don't actually mean that, and I'm sorry. Okay. AC is climate control AC. You can see the scratches already. Okay. Are the fog lights still on the bumper? I don't think so. turbo timer keeps the engine running for a determined amount of time so that you can cycle oil through your turbo so that it doesn't cook your turbo, which is important because these are ceramic turbos and they don't like heat that much. Oh, and timing belt was changed in 2014 at 83,000 kilometers. It's an odd place to put a sticker, but it is nice to know. That's another thing I don't think the seller was paying attention to. You could probably get a higher price if you wrote all those things. But then again, who am I to say that? I'm terrible at selling cars at auction. This is a stock strut tower bar on the rear. And then the battery is behind this, which is kind of annoying. There it is. That's a smaller battery than stock? Maybe. Ow! Oh gosh! Ah! That was really painful because this went into my neck. Oh man. Okay, well I should have known better. That had already fallen down and I had already explained that it falls down on you. I'm even wearing a t-shirt. I should wear a coat every day just as protection from that. Okay, well, I don't have anything else to say, and now I'm mad because I got squished by the trunk and it's extremely painful, so I'm going to have to... Oh, moving my neck, it hurts. Ow. I'm injured now. Okay, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope the ending wasn't so sad for you as it was for me. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much, and have a nice day.